Hi everyone, welcome to the Daily Talk with Masego. I'm your host Masego, and on today's show we are going to be discussing the topic of pretty privilege. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so by clicking the red subscribe button as well as the bell icon so that you don't miss a single episode, alright? So without wasting any of your time, let us get into today's topic, alright? So, because pretty privilege does not have a standalone definition, we are going to dissect the meaning of each word. So let's get into it, okay? Pretty simply means attractive, pleasing, or appealing to the senses. So, and this can stem from a person's feature which arouse interest. And when it comes to the term privilege is a special right, advantage, or preference that is available only to a particular person or a group. Alright? So, essentially, pretty privilege essentially means that your looks create opportunities for you that aren't as easily attainable for other people who do not have that privilege. I'm going to say that again. Your looks essentially create opportunities for you that aren't as easily attainable for other people. Alright? So according to the Daily Vox, people who are considered attractive have a certain currency that affords them more social and economic opportunities. Meaning that if people find you desirable, if people find you appealing, if people find you pleasing to their senses, then that can help give you more advantage in life, that can help give you more social and economic opportunities. Alright? So, you basically are afforded special rights just because you're pretty. So, who decides who is pretty and who is not? Right? Who decides? And the reason I'm asking that is because, have you ever heard of the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder? Have you ever heard that saying? But if we are really being honest, people, if we are really being honest now, and this is a platform where we are honest and where we don't hold back, all right? If we are being honest, for a very, very long time, beauty was in the eye of a white man. I'm going to say that again in case you did not hear me. I said that most people say, ever heard of the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder? And I'm saying that if we're going to be honest, if we are going to be honest about this privilege and where it stems from, let us go all the way back. All right? And for a very long time, beauty was in the eye of a white man. And this stems from colonization, slavery, and patriarchy. That's why I said, let's take it all the way back. Okay? Because we are not going to start now with the fluff or with the covering up. Alright? So, before we even move any further, what is this beauty that we are talking about? What is it? What is beauty? What is beauty? And I want us to know what beauty is so that we get to know how does anyone attain this beauty that we are talking about. So, I went on our little friend Google, and Google basically told us that beauty is a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic senses, especially sight. Did you hear that? Beauty is a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic sense or the aesthetic senses, especially the sight. So when I look at you, you have to be pleasing to my sense. And we all have our different meanings and our different opinions on what beauty is. a friend of mine can come with a bunch of flowers and say that these flowers are so beautiful. And I will disagree and say, I don't find those flowers beautiful. And the reason I'm saying that is because, again, let us go back. Let us go back. When colonization happened, when slavery happened, when the patriarchy system was introduced, who was in charge? Who was in power? And we all know that whoever is in power makes the ruling, and everybody else follows. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree or you don't agree, their standpoint or their way of viewing things is dominant, and it will be pushed to everyone. Whether you agree with it, whether you don't agree with it, it will be pushed. That's why I'm saying that beauty for a very long time was in the eye of a white man. Okay? But like we said, it's a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the aesthetic senses. And for a very long time again, that beauty was white and skinny. Remember what Google said? Qualities such as shape, color, or form. Color, white. Shape, skinny. That was what beauty was. And so, that means that black women or women of color did not fit that definition. And what does that say? That says that they were excluded, meaning that they were not seen as beautiful and therefore had no privileges whatsoever that had anything to do with beauty. So this shows us just how elusive beauty is. But still, even in 2021, pretty privilege still very much exists. It's still very much a thing. And the annoying thing about this, again, is that pretty privilege, unlike other privileges that we know, I'm sure that we all know of, the white privilege, the male privilege, those are the privileges that I feel like everybody has come into terms with and has grasped and has full knowledge or some basic knowledge on what they are. And unlike those privileges, unlike the white privilege, unlike male privilege, with pretty privilege, it is very hard to measure because, like I said, beauty is very elusive. And in my opinion, the beauty standards are constantly changing and one cannot keep up. It is so hard to keep up. But we cannot deny the existence of pretty privilege. That one, we cannot deny it. Some people just get opportunities because they are pretty, because of the shape of their bodies, because of the color of their skin. Are you going to disagree? You can disagree if you want to, but that does not mean that it makes my point invalid. Remember in the movie Liar Liar, have you ever watched the movie Liar Liar? There was a scene where Jim Carrey's son said to him that his teacher said that beauty is in the inside. Do you remember what Jim Carrey's response was? He said that, "Oh son, that's something that ugly people say." So we are taught that everyone is beautiful, and we are taught that beauty is in the inside, that beauty is the heart of a person. But I feel like those are all just cover-ups. Not even cover-ups. I feel like those are just terms and phrases that we say to try and take away from the fact that pretty privilege still exists to this day. All right? Just like every other privilege, it has its benefits. Attractive people are treated much better socially. Things are just easy for them. Some even go to the club and don't even pay the entrance fee. I have a couple of stories of beautiful women who can attest to this. That because they were pretty, they were just told, oh, come in, get in. We definitely want you in our club because you suit the aesthetic. Even though they did not say that, but I mean, everybody else is paying. Why aren't you paying? Why are you getting a special treatment? That's because you fit the aesthetic. The other thing that I have seen, especially on social media, is that attractive people's opinions weigh so much more than the average person. And I have even read that, attractive people tend to be preferred when it comes to getting jobs and being hired. Attractive people are preferred. Alright, so now I want us to move on to pretty privilege in the entertainment, beauty, fashion industry. Alright, and I want to start with Kanyimba, the media personality. And the reason I want to start with Kanyimba is because I was watching her interview with Tembekile and she said some things that really stuck in my mind. Alright, so for those that don't know who Kanyimba is, she's an actress, a television host, artist. Alright, but she's mostly known for bleaching her skin. I don't know if I should say that. I don't know if that is correct, but most people know that she has bleached her skin, all right? Or she has lightened her skin, all right? So when she was addressing the comments surrounding her decision to lighten her complexion, she said, and I quote, she said that being black doesn't mean you have to look black. Being black is a state of being. Being black is a sense of spirit. Being black is a sense of how you think and how you see yourself. But it doesn't mean you have to look indigenous. That's what she said. So do we think that if Kanye was in a different industry, let's say maybe she was a nurse or a lawyer, do you think that we would be hearing the same thing? And I'm gonna say I highly doubt. Alright? I highly doubt because of the industry that she is in, because of the work that she is in. Alright? Can you say that all your pop stars lighten their skin? She said that most of our pop stars lighten their skin, and they may not be as honest and as open as she is, but she said that 90% of celebrities lighten their skin because of the industry. She said that it's part of the game. Alright? She said that we do not want to look ordinary because we do not live ordinary lifestyles. And she did say that the entertainment industry is all about aesthetic. She said it's about looking like something that people can only dream about. So when you look at her, she has to be appealing to the people. She has to be appealing to the consumers. She has to be pleasing to the eyes of the consumers, the eyes of the viewers. Alright? Beauty is what the entertainment industry sells. It is the aesthetic. It is about looks. So you have to look the part. That's what she said. You have to look the part. Because that is what the industry sells. The industry sells aesthetic. And I'm going to say that these beauty standards are maintained by the faces that we see on the cover of the magazines, by the people that we see on our TV screens. That is how these beauty standards are maintained. Because she said it's about the aesthetic. You have to look the part. So do you think they will take someone who does not look the part? No, because that will throw the aesthetic off. So that is pretty privilege, because if you are not pretty and you don't fit the aesthetic, then you're not going to land that job. And that's why people resort to cosmetic surgery. And when it comes to the beauty industry profits so much from convincing consumers that, number one, you are too fat, your skin is not clear enough, so you need to buy something to improve your appearances. You need to fit the aesthetic. And remember, like I said, beauty is very elusive, and beauty, or how people view beauty, is forever changing. And that's why I said it's hard to keep up, because not so long ago, black people were not beautiful. But now, black people are beautiful. But you have to be a certain shade of black. You have to be a certain shape, which is very hard to keep up with. So it's about the trend. What's trending right now? What beauty is in? Because, who do you see on the cover of the magazines? Who do you see on the billboards? Who do you see with million followers on Instagram? Who? So in the beauty industry, the lighter you are, the more pleasant you are, and the more work you get. Let's talk about the influencing space. I want to use Jackie Aina as an example, all right? Jackie Aina is an American YouTuber. And Jackie Aina has been doing makeup, posting makeup videos on her YouTube channel for a very long time, for the longest time. But it took her years to break through, because like I said, beauty is very elusive and it is constantly evolving and changing. So when the darkest skin was in and it was trendy, that's when she broke through and started getting recognized for what she has been doing for so long. But because beauty back then was not black, there was no black in beauty. She was not getting any brand deals. She was barely making it. I think everyone is familiar with Mihlali Ndamase. She is a beauty blogger, and I think most of us would agree that it didn't take Mihlali a very long time to blow up. She did not struggle. All I'm saying is, it didn't take her as long as it had taken other people. Okay? And I am not going to deny her hard work, but Mihlali hit her highest milestones when she was doing the bare minimum. I remember when she hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. She did say it herself that when she hit that milestone, she was barely consistent in her uploading, and she was not uploading as much. And so we can argue that pretty privilege did play a part in her success and is still playing a part in her success, because like Kanyimbao said, she fits the aesthetic and we cannot hate her for that. That's the thing. She did not create this privilege. All the people who are getting this privilege, they did not create this privilege. So you cannot hate them because they are benefiting from this privilege. They did not create it. If I don't fit the aesthetic currently, and I decide that I want to fit the aesthetic, I also want the opportunities, and I go and I do my cosmetic surgeries and I lighten my skin and I do all these things to ensure that I fit the aesthetic, and I start reaping the rewards and I start getting opportunities and things like that, you cannot hate me for it, because I did not create it. But again, beauty is very elusive and beauty is constantly changing, which makes it very hard to keep up. Because like I said, not so long ago, certain shades of black were not considered beautiful. But now they are. Back then, only skinny was beautiful. But now, curvy and big butts are trendy and everybody wants a BBL. So don't wreck your mind trying to fit in. Pretty privilege exists. Whether we like it or not, whether we accept it or not, whether it's fair or not. And to be honest, with such a vain society that we live in, I don't see this changing anytime soon. I really don't. Because everybody now wants to fit the aesthetic. Whatever is trending, everybody wants it. Don't forget to leave your suggestions of topics that we should discuss in our next show. Beauty is vain, elusive, and in my opinion, it is still very much in the eye of the oppressor. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.